All right, I got it correctly this time.
Yeah, like I said, a
It's been
machine
a
would have
couple
pushed the
of
wrong
weeks, you
button.
know.
It's been a
It's been a
couple.
couple of weeks, and I feel like I'm messing up already. It's like I haven't done this in a long time.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Thank you. Welcome back to you. It looked like we took
Oh,
a long
thank you.
vacation.
Thank you.
You know,
We did take a
we
little bit
haven't
of
seen
vacation.
each
We
other
did
in
really.
2 weeks.
We didn't take a truly vacation. We took a vacation from each other, which is not much of a vacation, I'm thinking.
I know. It's just
I
like
missed you,
back to the
Lamb.
old ways. I missed you too, Shane. I was so
I know you
looking
did. I
forward
was
to
waiting for you
tonight.
to throw. Yeah, I knew you'd do that first. Usually, it's usually hey,
Oh
Shane.
yeah, I miss you. I do miss talking to you. You know.
I did, because I mean, we could have done another movie in this amount of time, but
Yeah,
hey,
we
it
did.
gave me time to watch Terminator twice.
I did watch Terminator twice also.
I did
And
too. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and say this is the third time I saw Terminator
how do you mean?
because well, I've only seen it once before these two last times I saw it.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I saw it more, but I guess apparently the thing is they already go ahead and I mean everybody knows there's Terminator 2 and the whole world knows there's Terminator 2. I think Terminator 2 does such a great job of filling in so much information that you almost don't have to see the first Terminator movie.
So like
You should see
you
the first
saw
Terminator
the
movie.
so you saw the second
I
one
saw
first.
it. I must have saw it so long ago because when I was watching it this first time, the first time I seen it in years,
Yeah.
I didn't remember most of it.
Really?
The most of the movie, I almost did not remember any of it because I kept thinking something was going to happen, and it turned out most of the things I remember is only Terminator 2.
Wow.
Because I apparently saw Terminator 2 a lot more, and I think Terminator, and I'm going to go ahead and say I like Terminator 2 more than I like the first Terminator, which I think a lot of people will
A
probably
lot
agree
of
with
people
me.
do. I think
But
most of
this
the
is
people.
because-
Hold on. Most of the people that would agree with your statement is probably because those are the ones who saw Terminator 2 first.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw Terminator 2 first before Terminator, but I kind of think I did.
So
Because, I mean, it was rated R.
I
was
seen
love
this
rated
one
R
first
movies.
when I was a younger kid.
But I must have saw this. If I saw this, I saw it so long ago. I couldn't remember a lot of stuff. I remember the ending. I remember the truck explosion. I remember
Yeah.
the Terminator coming out of that. I don't remember him murdering all those Sarah Connors at the beginning. I didn't remember Bill Paxton being in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't remember when the Terminator got his clothes. I didn't remember that. Or Reese's. I didn't remember all the Reese showing up.
Wow.
So I forgot a lot of this movie.
So-
but I do remember the scene where he gets crushed at the end too.
So-
that was.
I guess when we watched it again for our show this time, right? What did you think of it?
It was pretty good. It's more of a horror movie.
It is, yeah. That's
I
what,
know they probably don't want to call it a horror movie, but it
No,
is a
it's
horror
still
movie.
science
It also
fiction.
reminds me. It also reminds me of Aliens. Alien,
Oh, how's that?
because you got this woman getting chased by something that's trying to kill her.
Oh.
She's the lone hero at the end of the movie.
Yes.
This is pretty similar to it. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I know there's a lot of differences, but I would always say I like this better than Alien.
Well, Alien was a longer movie than this one. And then
Yeah.
also, Alien was a bigger budget than this one. This only has
It was a bigger
$6
budget.
million.
Yeah, well, this was the beginning. This was the beginning.
I
Yeah, this was a low budget movie. You could tell it was.
This is
It
probably
made
the
it-
lowest budget Terminator movie we'll ever
But
see.
they did have to spend a lot of money to get a lot of stuff they got.
They did, yeah.
I mean, it's not like me and you could just go out and make Terminator now.
No.
We still wouldn't have the resources.
No, I mean, like, it might be easier now, but then, like, the special effects stuff, like showing the future of 2029,
Yeah.
it would be take us longer just do it on a computer. We could still
Yeah.
achieve it, but it would just take us longer than they
Yeah,
might
I
have
mean,
done
some
back
of the
then.
special effects weren't so good, especially the aircraft flying through
Yeah.
the air and stuff. But it was, I mean, it put it had it pointed out there, especially when it's driving over there, crushing skulls and all this stuff.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, this is some serious crap.
This is really good. I mean, I loved it the first time I saw it as a little kid, right? It's just a robot. I didn't even understand the time travel stuff until I rewatched it.
Yeah, well, you don't really have
As
to
a
understand the
teenager.
time travel.
You know
either.
what?
don't
They,
have to-
they don't call it a time travel machine. I want to point. They call it a time displacement equipment.
Yeah, but it basically is a time machine. But the thing is,
You
it
cannot.
just says
It's
you-
one trip. Yep.
yeah, one trip, and that would make sense really if you're going to travel.
Yeah.
I mean,
Especially going back to the
plus-
past.
Yeah, and you don't want to put too much on this because this feature doesn't happen until what 2029.
Yeah.
2029. Eventually they move it forward, but 2029, which makes sense because we're in 2025.
Wow.
We're slowly edging that way.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there's factories building, Boston Dynamics and several other people already building robots.
Yeah.
And the biggest interest is for the country to have some kind of shield to shield itself from nuclear attack.
Mm.
which would be Skynet. I mean, AI is
It's crazy
pretty,
close, yeah.
AI is in a way is pretty close enough to do this. Because I mean, we're already using AI to
We are using
figure
AI
out
right
strat.
now.
Yeah, I mean, we've been using AI for years now. But I mean, but the AI in this system, I mean, in that movie or when Skynet starts the war, could easily exist in our time. I mean, we don't have the AI like they have in the Terminator universe
Yeah, it's just
in
making
2029.
yourself. Wow.
Because that machine doesn't really get it. It's the funny thing is that machine wants to win so bad that it creates an alternate reality so it can win, but it does lose its reality.
It losing its reality because I
Yeah,
guess in a way they calculated, well, since we lost, right, it doesn't hurt us if we create an alternate one.
yeah,
Because
yeah. It doesn't
machine
hurt.
don't
It's
care
just
like what you and I talked about, where like, hey,
yeah. Well, we don't know
I'm
what the
not there
machines.
to celebrate.
You don't know how the machine sees it anyways. The machine's looking at because you got to think the world. I mean, AI is going to be programmed a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Even right now, AI. Let's say if a car's driving along, it doesn't always see things.
Right.
It doesn't see the world right because we missed some programming.
Right.
To the AI, the Terminator, time travel for us, we can't do time travel. You don't do time travel, but the machine's like, we figured it out
I know.
because it's got to win the war, so it's going through all the options, even science fiction options.
You know, I
So
didn't even think about that.
It builds a time, yeah. It builds a time machine because its goal is to win and eradicate human. If it can't even do it in that reality, but it realizes, oh, I built a time machine, we can do it in this reality. It's still winning. So what does it matter? Because it's not really losing if it lost to that one. It's just building another reality and redo and having another go at it.
Wow, I never.
So
thought
basically,
about
it's
it
like
that way.
it's basically like saying I'm losing this game. I'll turn it off and just start another game.
Oh, that's really good.
So, I mean, because for the humans, we dream about time travel, but we won't really look at it as an option.
It's like a
And then
fantasy, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantasy, but the machine's like it is an option. We've already figured it out. So then we'll use this option to win.
Wow. I had to take that back for a minute because you threw a lot of things for me to think about, especially with the you brought up the point of the machine. Or you thought about like, hey, how to win this with the time travel and stuff. And
well, it's got to win. So it's looking through all its
they
options.
need to do is go back to kill Sarah Connor.
Just go back to Sarah Connor, and then it may change the outcome.
It might change the outcome, but they're willing to bank on it.
But it's looking for an outcome, and the main general and the main deal is John Connor. So they thinking, well, if we could make John Connor eliminate him from this game, we won't win. They will probably most likely win.
They have a higher probability.
But the chance is though, if you were to kill somebody in time, you may just end up with another general. I mean, most of the human can't kind of, but the machine's looking at it a certain way. Probably already knows all the history. It's like we just take this obstacle out of the way. We succeed.
Wow. The machine probably only thought of themselves because, like, well, I don't want to bring this up.
But the thing is, the neat thing about this machine is when we don't see it, it doesn't really matter. Even from this, if they didn't make Terminator 2, just from what happens, they've actually made a meaner, more deadly John Connor.
From this, or just the second one you're talking about?
Well, because they send a soldier back, they'll tell. See, you got to think. Somewhere, if there was never a time travel, then John Connor wasn't raised by a mom that had all this military stuff and all the knowledge of the future.
Oh.
But now they have Machine come back. His dad was a former future soldier, and she already knows what's coming.
So you're saying this Terminator made Sarah Connor even tougher?
Made Sarah Connor tougher, which made John Connor tough. Because it gave her better understanding of the future. She knows what's coming. She knows what's coming. Yeah. Yeah. She knows what the machine's going to be like. She knows there's going to be a
It's not
T-800.
Like Kyle Reese incognitely save Linda. Not Linda Hamilton. Save Sarah Connor from the future. Like he told her about all that stuff.
Yeah, he told her about everything. So she now knows about it. Because it already tells that she must have had like kind of her life changed somewhere, and she raised John Connor differently.
Oh, so you
Most
don't
likely.
think so you're not saying like in the original whatever before they did the time travel, John Connor was just lucky to be the general without all the military knowledge.
Well, he had some because she was apparently, but I bet he was raised because he already saw that she dated men that were older or had nice cars and stuff. So she probably ended up with some guy that
Oh,
left her, and then so she probably went off and trained him to be self-sufficient without a father.
so the father's not Kyle Reese and it's John Connor.
There's no way that Carl Reese could have been the father somewhere in time. So we don't know if this is an alternate timeline. The Terminators probably could have went back twice. This would have made several alternates. We don't know, but it doesn't really matter.
That's
on
an
that
interesting
point.
theory, though.
But somewhere, one of the John Carters didn't have Kyle Reese as his father.
Yeah, I find that very interesting. I do.
See?
John Connor. Kyle Reese is not the first father for John Connor.
But eventually, he is the father. And if it's an alternate of an alternate, then he was the father of that one.
Ooh, dang.
You see, because it could go. Because it could go. You could either go, this is Prime, or this is an alternate reality already that he went back into.
Let's just stick.
Because see, they do things that mess with you. But let's just say the first father was somewhere. The first father was not
Kyle Reese. The Prime one is not Kyle Reese.
But the thing is, the Kyle Reese, just the act of Kyle Reese coming back and giving that knowledge. It's not even. It doesn't matter whether he was really the donor or the father. It's the fact that he gave her this information, and she's seen firsthand what this machine does.
So it's a different John Connor.
Yeah. So
because you say there's a different father, so it's a different.
Yeah. So it's a different John Connor. So when time goes back through, he's going to have John Connor has to do.
So now we're not there yet, right? So now with your theory of this one, it makes the Christian Bale one different.
Yeah.
So Terminator Salvation is the Kyle Reese father.
Yes. Kyle Reese is
where
the father.
In this one, John Connor is a different John Connor than Christian Bale's.
Exactly.
Because it's a different father. Because Christian Bale in that movie pointed out like whoever they saw Sam Worthington's character, right, the Terminator, is different. Because now this is a different John Connor. This is a military trained John Connor. From Edward Furlong's Terminator 2. Edward Furlong's Terminator 2 is not the same John Connor as in this one. Because it's a different father. Dude, this is
different.
Pretty crazy
it's stuff. Different, yeah.
So, when I signed on to do this today, right, I didn't think that you were going to lay this on me like this heavy. Dude,
really?
This... I don't know if anybody else that talk about the Terminator that talk about the point that you just brought up regarding John Connor is a different version of Kyle Reese John Connor.
Yeah, well, it would have to be, though. I mean,
for your time travel theory to work, yes.
Well, for any time travel, because I mean, you can't.
I agree with yours.
You can't have somebody born from somebody from the future if they exist before you. The egg can't come. The egg doesn't come before the chicken.
That's crazy. Just thinking about
that.
The
chicken doesn't come before the egg. So basically, I mean, yeah. So he had it's a different John Connor. So he made another John Connor. So they made a stronger John Connor.
So they are living in.
But you also got to think
world.
they also made a stronger.
They
also moved the Terminator ahead too. That's the sad thing too. Yeah. Terminator now is going to come online quicker because the chip is there, and all they have to do is just still. And we learn all that in Terminator too.
Now,
but from what we know in this one, they just made it stronger.
Now, everything you just told me regarding this time travel stuff, right? Like, did you already know this like 20 years ago, or this because more knowledge came our way as the?
No, I knew this 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Because somebody argued.
You didn't tell me this earlier.
Because somebody argued
with you and I first met.
Oh, well, somebody argued with me about this John Connor. How does it happen? I was like, this is how it happened. Exactly like I told you. And they looked at me like I was dumb. I was like, you're dumb.
Because it's because a lot of people don't understand that concept of time travel. They think it's just a loop.
But it can't be a loop. That's a time loop. It just constantly goes.
I know.
It has to start somewhere. You have to lead into a loop.
Well, it's because I try to explain before, everybody just think that timeline is one, so there's no alternative timelines. It's it's like a very smart person to understand.
Well, the thing is, that's the thing. Most people think an alternate timeline is a bunch of deals, but an alternate timeline would be a loop around and then back out again. I mean, you're just going to go this way, and it's just going to go away, and it's going to go away, and it's going to keep going forward. Even the past in alternate's going to be way up here in the future.
You know what's the easiest way to explain, Jay? It's like
What?
the Spider-Man No Way Home. None of the Spider-Mans are exactly Tom Holland. Like there's 3 different Spider-Mans
Yeah.
and 3 different Peter Parkers.
But they are alternate. They're not
The same.
they're alternate realities. Yeah, they're
So-
what do you call it?
So
but they're
it'll be the
alternate
same thing.
realities,
So
but not
John
formed
Connor
by
is
time travel.
John Connor is the
Yeah.
alternate reality. Like, hey, this
this
John
is-
Connor is not the same
This
father
is
as
still
Kyle
a
Reese.
but this is still a straight timeline. And there's a Y on it.
Yeah. Wow.
But they come back and make the Y. The robots came back and put a Y on it.
I think the way that you put this, we should go ahead and do the whole Terminator franchise because you've never seen Genesis.
Now
and
we can do
Dogfight.
it, but I think we should do a little bit of other movies.
Oh,
in
I know,
between.
but not in a row.
But yeah,
I
I'd say we do the rest of it this year.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
jump around, yeah, because we
Yeah,
gotta
we'll
do
jump
Fast
around.
and Furious too. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, we do got to do Fast and Furious too. We got
You
a lot.
open
We got a
that
lot of.
thing now. We gotta close it because, like,
We
with
gotta-
your new theory, right? I saw Genesis one time in the theater, and then that was it because I didn't feel like I watched Terminator 3 several times before I watched. Oh, actually, I haven't watched Genesis twice yet. So the next time we do the show, it will probably be the second time I watch Terminator Genesis.
Yeah, you know the sad thing about Terminator 3. The only thing I like at Terminator 3 is the robots.
Oh, even
I watched the
at
crap
the
out
end,
of it just
right?
because I thought the robot was so awesome.
Not,
yeah.
You're not even talking about Christopher.
I'm talking about the one with the treads on it.
Yeah, the treads on it. Yeah, at the end, I love those too.
Oh yeah, those things are awesome.
Yeah, I love seeing
I'd build
those.
one. I would love to build one in my yard.
That's really good. Yeah, so we'll talk about that. Yeah, so we'll definitely do Terminator. I really like it. What's one thing that you don't like in this movie? Think about it.
How slow it is kind of slow.
Yeah. But for a
It's a
short
little
movie, it's a little slow. You know what the one thing that
It's a little
bothers
slow.
me?
Okay.
Arnold's hairstyle changing in the middle
Oh
of the
really?
chasing.
It didn't bother me. It didn't bother me.
Because it was like, you know, so a lot of times we've seen Arnold, like the way, the
Yeah.
poster, the short hair, right? Sometimes I forget in the beginning he had that comb over look. You remember?
Like,
That
I mean, he
comb
looked
over.
human. It looked human.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I didn't really have like
Because his hair,
story-wise-
but it makes sense to me,
Story wise, I guess story wise and stuff, I didn't really have that much of a problem with any of it. I mean, it was a good movie. I mean, it made sense. Like I said, it was a low budget though. I'm amazed it made it to become.
Oh,
the
me
biggest movie.
too. It
From
makes
what,
like
what
a
I
big
saw,
thing.
I mean, from what I saw, I mean, I understand why it got cemented. Terminator 2 pretty much cemented its legendary status. But I mean, this is one of the top 100 movies in the United States cinema.
Oh,
This
the
movie
first
is.
Terminator?
Yeah, the first Terminator is, and
Because
he's
it
one of the top
started,
villains.
yeah.
And he's a good villain. I mean, I'm glad they didn't go with anybody else. You know, they asked Mel Gibson to do it. They
I
say
know.
they asked a lot of people, and he turned it out. But I mean, could be nobody about Terminator.
Except
just
for Arnold,
everything-
right? Yeah.
Yeah, everything just fell in place because you know Arnold Schwarzenegger honestly didn't want to do the movie.
Yeah.
Well, he did. Let's say he didn't want to do the movie. He didn't think too much of the movie.
No, he didn't. No,
I mean,
you're right.
But apparently he had enough of it that he talked to Cameron and got Cameron to like it because Cameron didn't want it.
Yeah. They wanted
But here's the
someone,
funny,
a big
yeah,
star.
because they asked Arnold about the movie, and he said, "Oh, it's going to be a crappy." He said, "It's a shit movie that
Yep.
he's going to do," which of course he took back because this is his career.
Yeah,
I mean,
yep.
A
Because at the
Coda-
time it was.
Coda on Barbarian, I'm sure was good. I've never seen any of them, and that would have made me know Arnold Schwarzenegger at all. I'm thinking this movie's what made
It's
him.
the Terminator, yeah.
It's the Terminator. People liked it, and it just happened. I guess maybe something happened. Maybe when he got the script, he thought was interested, but he thought, well, because of the people connected, it's not going to be a good movie.
Yep.
And then he talked to Cameron, and then he changed his mind after talking to Cameron because he's like, no, this guy listens to me.
So,
Because Cameron did actually listen to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean,
you know,
he didn't do everything he said.
I
thank
watched
God.
an interview. I think it's one of the British talk shows, right? But it has Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton on it, and they were
Yeah.
talking about the first Terminator movie, right? In the making of, and Linda Hamilton was telling this story, like, well, you know, she's an actress from New York apparently. She moved
Yeah.
to L.A. to do this movie because she did the auditions and stuff, and she was talking about like when she first met Arnold, right? She didn't like him. She didn't think he was right for the part, and she started talking, and then Arnold was like, whoa, wait a minute. You never told me this. This is the first time I know about it. You didn't really like me? She's like, no. That was so funny. And then, like, they start sharing the story of making the movie, right? Like, you know, it was really low budget.
Yeah.
Arnold talked about the part where, like, before I think after the party killed the first Sarah Connor, and he broke the window to the car, right? To whatever. They didn't have permits or anything.
Oh yeah.
So,
Well, this was a guerrilla style
yeah,
film, which
that's
is crazy.
exactly what he says. Because like during that scene, right? I think Linda Hamilton was there watching them shoot it. But it's basically, Arnold said that like Jim just told me like, hey, I want you to walk down this way, just punch through the window of the car, right, and look like you was trying to steal it, and that's all the shot they need. They did that, right, and then Arnold said like, I don't think that was even our car. It's like we didn't even own that car because when he punched through it, just within a few minutes, right, the cops came and everything. I thought it's also very cool for Arnold to experience that, right? Because now he's a super mega star, by the time he's Terminator 2. But he did also go through that where, like, dude, we're just doing guerrilla warfare, film style, where, like, once we shoot the film, right, we need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Which makes sense. I mean, come on. It's kind of crazy you got to have so many permits just to do this, just to do that, just to film somewhere. Because, they said that the highway patrol showed up when they did that last scene where they're standing in the desert. They were waiting to get the heat to come off the deal to film it.
Oh, yeah.
They had to tell the highway patrol that they were for school.
Oh, really?
Which is funny because I think somebody that we know, when they made a movie, we told them we did it for school, too.
Oh, we did, yes.
Yeah,
it was canon stuff.
We didn't do nothing.
The cops also called us because we were just outside shooting this scene for so long. Yeah, we got the cops calling. I remember that part.
Well, but sometimes though, with some of the stuff we shot that the cops didn't even show up to, like the wreck we made. Remember we filmed that, we staged a wreck, and then all these people kept asking us, and we just kept saying, "Oh yeah, never mind."
I do with Eric's truck, yeah.
Yeah, and of course, no cops ever showed up.
No cops came in for that
one.
So
good thing it wasn't a real wreck, because I guess that's the thing. If it's a real, the cops aren't going to show up.
We did the scene where like
it's not so dead. We were just
Cody opened the door and he fell out too. That took a long time. And I that we did the same thing where like we want to shoot that truck under the street light so we don't have to provide lighting. Man, dude, those are some good old days, yo.
Oh, that's not that. I mean, if you want to make a movie low budget, that's what
you have to do.
I mean, come on, a permit. I mean, I'm not saying permits are wrong. There's probably a good reason for it, but most people can afford that.
Yeah, most people can afford it. Yeah,
I'm gonna give you hey, I'm gonna give the city this much money just to film me breaking a hole in my own vehicle.
Yeah, my own vehicle. Yep.
My own vehicle.
In my own neighborhood, Like,
in my own neighborhood, yeah.
Wow. I forgot about that part. I'm so glad you brought that up, man. That's brought some happy memories for us, because it took us so long on the road. And it's just a public road, and we decided to shoot it late. That's why there's like a lot less traffic. Man, that's so crazy. With the permit thing, it makes me think like, anything is possible, right? But when we were writing and stuff, like, okay, where can we shoot this without getting into trouble? It's kind of like one of our first film we shot in your apartment, and we had to make it mostly inside, so no one had to ask us anything.
Yeah, well, the cops didn't show up either.
That is so funny.
We went somewhere else, so the cops showed up a lot when we were making movies.
Because people just like to call.
I guess because it looks suspicious. I mean, I guess that's good. They're looking out for their neighborhood.
Yeah, that's good. What the hell are you guys doing?
I mean, and of course, remember the post office got mad when we filmed us just dropping something off in the mailbox.
Oh my god, I forgot about that too.
It's like we're not even filming the post office. But then they had 3 guys come out.
That's crazy.
Surprised they didn't pull out weapons and stuff.
Yeah. Oh man. And now it's like now there's people videos like it's a norm now, right? People are just filming everything.
Yeah, but I think it may have a lot to do with what you do with it. I mean, we looked a little more professional. We had nice cameras.
Yeah,
we weren't standing there. We weren't standing there. Yeah, we weren't standing there with an iPhone. We could
probably make a pretty decent film with just a GoPro now too.
Oh, you could do a lot of stuff with a GoPro or an iPhone and not get caught. You won't have 3 postal people coming out and say, "Hey,
cops."
Well, the cops going, "Hey, what are y'all doing? What kind of movie y'all filming?"
That's crazy.
Because I remember we went to who was the director's house? Who was the director?
Jay?
Yeah, Jay. We went to Jay's house. All of us. Remember, we all drove up there. All got out. The cops came, knocked on the door. He's like, "Oh, well, somebody called because all of you guys just showed up and a bunch of vehicles that jumped out right at the house. And they go, "Oh, we're shooting a movie." The cop's like, "What kind of movie?" He goes, "Well, it's not a porn guy. There's like 12 guys. It'd be a little weird."
Oh man, that's a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. Well, we've experienced.
Now I remember the post office with Leo. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Oh.
well, because all he did is drops off a package.
Yeah.
He doesn't even drop off the package of the deal because we don't want to lose it. So
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. And then we were in the parking lot in the West End for a long time up top.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So that we can see we know what these guys went through.
Yeah.
This is why because they didn't even set up all their stuff. Because this movie they used a lot of handheld cameras.
Yep.
You know, they moved around. It was a whole different deal to do it. And then, like I said, they already probably drove by, said, "Hey, there's a car going to be sitting here. We're going to bust the window out. We're going to come back a few hours. Go back a few hours, and do it as quick as you can. Set up the lights, everything really quick. Bust it. Let's go."
Yep, we just got.
Because they even had to change the clothes. Yeah, because he even made Arnold Schwarzenegger change his clothes after that scene where he busts that window in that car. He had his clothes right there. He said, "Put those on. Let's go."
Oh wow, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like this is one of the ones that they still got a higher budget than we ever touched, right? $6 million.
Oh yeah, come on. They had because they had makeup effects.
Yeah.
Eyes. They also had explosions, and of course they're doing pipe bombs, which making a pipe bomb in our time would probably get you thrown in the pen.
Yeah, the pipe bomb during the tunnels chase scene too.
Yeah, which the pipe bombs didn't make a lot of sense to me in a way. I mean, I guess it did to them, but they're throwing it. Well, actually, the pipe bombs are actually explained because they're actually supposed to go blow up Cyberdyne systems.
Yeah.
In the original script, there's actually supposed to be 2 Terminators and 2 guys from the future, and then they're supposed to actually go try to blow up Cyberdyne systems. Yeah, they took all that out of the script. Yeah, well, one of them's supposed to get killed. You know, it's supposed to be Reese makes it, and the other guy gets killed. And then, of course, 2 Terminators. One Terminator is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and the other Terminator they never decided. They cut it pretty quick, but he's supposed to be liquid.
Oh, really?
Shapeshifter. Yeah, and we eventually get that Terminator. I'm glad that they cut all that because you need the first one to be simple enough to get in. Because I mean, he wasn't even make a sequel. Yeah. He wasn't even making a sequel, and he didn't care if he made a sequel. I mean, he sold the script for this for $1.
Wow.
Because he just wanted to make this movie. He made his partner, what's her name, Heard. She's one of the producers of this movie. He sold it to her for $1. He said, "If you make this movie, you got to get me in on as directors, or at least try."
Heard, okay.
Yeah, Gal and Heard, which was, I guess, maybe his first wife.
Oh,
I mean, she was married. She married him. They got married for a little bit, and then they made Abyss. And of course, the technology to make the liquid character doesn't exist until he makes Abyss.
Yeah.
So, wow. I mean, it's his first movie. He did a good job for a first movie.
He made something else before Piranha 2.
Well,
he tried to start it, but then someone took it over after. Yeah. Let me see.
So,
no, it's very good for us.
So history turned out better. I
mean, he's still credited as the director of Piranha 2.
Oh, is he? Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and count this as really his word.
Yeah, Terminator's probably this first. Well, written and directed by James Cameron.
Yeah, and I mean, he did a lot of work. And I mean, he put his stuff. I don't really have anything wrong with the movie. Like I said, it's a little slow, and you can tell it's kind of low budget in some scenes. And it's more of a horror movie. It has more in common with Scream or Halloween than it does
Halloween mostly,
else.
Yeah.
Yeah, Halloween more, because with Scream, I mean, I only say Scream because, you know, the main actress, remember all the rules for a horror movie?
Yeah.
Don't ever have sex or you'll die.
Oh, yes, that's
but in Scream,
right.
They break that rule too.
They did. See. Oh, I put on the notes here in the police station. I believe this is the first time I'm seeing a genuine reaction for someone or something being repeatedly shot and surprised it's not going down and coming back up. Yeah. I think it was Linda Hamilton that did that. Like, she did see him, like, shot a lot, right? And he just comes back up, the Terminator.
Oh, yeah. He just keeps coming back. Which
is like a horror movie.
Well, it is a horror movie in a way. Because, I mean, you got this monster that's coming after you, and you can't stop it. So it's basically, it just happens this monster came from the future.
So you're kind of seeing, like, Michael Myers from Halloween is like a robot from the future.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I mean, he's just some evil, some type of evil.
You know, did they ever talk about TechCom after this movie? Because when they ask him who he is, Reese, Sergeant TechCom, DN 38416.
I don't know if they ever used that again.
I never remember the TechCom, not even in Terminator 2.
But the funny thing I want to point out though, because the police station it has Paul Winfield. This has Paul Winfield, which we saw him in Terminator 2 as the captain of the Reliant.
Yep.
Which I thought was cool. I forgot he was in here. And then who did we have? Who was the thug at the first of the movie?
Well, Bill Paxton, right? And
Bill Paxton, which I forgot Bill Paxton was in this, so it's just cool.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of people because the director actually does all the voices.
Really?
Cameron, yeah. Oh yeah, when the phone call breaks the date, that's Cameron. And then when they calls the hotel twice, that's Cameron.
Oh. So they don't have to hire somebody else.
And here's the funny thing: I read that the producers are not the main producers, the ones that put the money in, Orion and them. They wanted to cut the movie right when the truck blows up.
Oh, really?
They wanted. The best thing is after, because when the robot comes out, you get to see what the Terminator really is.
Look like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, you don't want it just to be a man. You didn't want it. Who would want to end it? Because you already got an idea it's a machine.
Yeah.
But you don't really grasp what kind of machine you got until he comes out of that.
I thought Arnold's acting as a robot was pretty good too.
Oh, to me, his acting in this movie was top notch. I mean, he tried for everything. He did the guns. He did everything. He was just a machine. He didn't try to act like a machine. He was the machine.
Yeah, exactly.
He does everything. Just he knows all like the guy.
He
like
did
the,
even
like the gun
better
shop.
on Terminator 2.
Like the gun shop. Where he's in the gun shop and he just naming all the guns.
Oh,
the guy's like, you sure do know your guns. And of course he loads it. Of course he kills that guy right there on the counter. I mean, no big deal to him.
The only thing I did see him do is I think he blinked his eye when he killed her roommate. He blinked.
Well, he might have. Oh well.
I noticed that, but that was just one minor. But I did write this down. Reese did say one possible future.
Yeah, he did
in
say
the car. He did say one possible future.
He does. That's one possible future because they're trying to act like they're not going to mess with the future. But the problem is just time travel back. You've already messed with the future. I mean,
when he tells her,
to kill her. Yeah, I mean, he's already killed too many people that could have some kind of link in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. The Terminator already changed the future when it just showed up.
You know, one of the things I love
and
about this thing...
And for all we know, him stealing the pants off that homeless guy probably changed the future.
Yeah, changed the future, too, yeah. I did say that, at this time, the robot design of the Terminator was the coolest thing I ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
That's before RoboCop. Like, the way that they make the Terminator, dude, this is the coolest thing I ever seen.
Even today, now, most machines, if they're going to make something evil, it's got red eyes. I mean, of course, that's... Hal has the red eye.
I do remember seeing this in the theater because I think when in Hong Kong, right? Because I saw Rambo 2 in the theater too because I see the car they show the trailer and previews and stuff. Yeah. So it was a robot, right? And you don't know what the hell it is. My parents don't know what the hell it is. So we just went to see it because I was probably 1984, came out October, so I was only 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
You remember that? Wow.
I do. I remember seeing Empire Strikes Back in the theater too.
Oh, I remember that though.
And I remember Rambo 2.
I guess you would remember that. It would be pretty iconic.
I remember Rambo 2 and Rambo 3. Because the thing I remember I forgot which Rambo 2 or 3, when he took gunpowder because he got shot and he burned himself.
I still have never seen all the Rambos.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen any of the Rambos, I don't think.
I seen the first Rambo when my cousin saw, because
I've seen all the Rocky movies.
VHS.
Yeah, I didn't see the Rambos.
Yeah. Anytime I seen an American movie, a lot of American movies I saw, it's because my cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the one who buy all those hot toys. He's going to see the play in Back to the Future in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
I think he bought tickets for this week on the 28th, whatever next Tuesday is.
Okay.
Yeah,
for time travel reasons, in case a Terminator comes after somebody.
He's the one who showed me all these awesome action movies. Oh, I do remember seeing it in the theater, and then he had it on VHS, so I watched it again.
Wow.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And here's me sitting here. I've only seen it 3 times in my life.
Yeah, I know. I know I've seen it quite a bit.
If I'd seen it earlier, I never saw it. Because, like I said, I could barely remember the first one. I can remember Terminator 2 really well.
I can remember Terminator 2 really well, too.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I probably saw Terminator 2 before I saw the first Terminator.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people do. You remember when we worked at the law firm? One of the
Yeah.
guys, one of the attorneys, right? He saw Terminator 1 before Terminator 2. So he's always telling us Terminator 1 is the better movie. The Terminator is better than Terminator 2.
And it may be. I'd have to watch Terminator 2 again, but
I mean, this one is pretty good, like you said, right? This one is a pretty good movie for what it
yeah,
did and what it
this
had.
was a pretty good movie. I mean, but like I said, I'd have to watch Terminator 2 again and see. But I really think Terminator 2 would be
So-
better.
I show my boys Terminator 2, right? And then seeing the word Terminator 2, they were always asking, like, why didn't you watch the first one first? And I had to tell them, like, trust me, this one is better, okay? And they watched it. And then during the 2 weeks we were out, right, we didn't do the show, I
Yeah.
did show them Terminator 1. So I was able to watch it actually 3 times. And even though they watched it like, oh, you know what, Daddy, you were right. Even though they agreed Terminator 2 was better, right? They still like the first Terminator.
Well, the first
because-
one may. I guess it depends on the merits you judge it on. I'd have to watch it again. I'm probably thinking because they spent more money. It's probably why I like 2.
Oh, for
But
2
also, I
is
think-
better?
I
I don't
think-
think it's the money. No, not for me, the money factor.
But the Terminator also, Arnold Schwarzenegger
story
is
was
the good
better.
guy. He's the good guy in the second one.
Yeah. I think if my boys saw the first Terminator, that's Terminator 2, that scene between John Patrick, right? Whatever his name is, I can't remember his name.
And it's not really a horror movie. The second one's not much of a horror movie. I mean, they're still being getting chased after it, but there's more of them fighting back.
Yeah.
I mean, it loses a lot of the
It's
horror
more
story
action
aspects.
than the horror.
And plus, they're
effect.
also more trying to take care of. They're trying to stop the future from happening in that one. This one, she's just trying to make it.
Yep.
That's all this one is. It's just trying to survive. The other one is trying to make sure the Terminator never survives.
Oh, yeah. Well, we will talk about Terminator 2. Like, it's not the money for me. Like, the story was a lot better with everything.
Yeah. Oh, I think I
It's
like.
more
I
of a
remember a lot of
father-son
special effects.
also theme in the Terminator 2. But
Yeah.
like
Well,
the Terminator, it's just straight up the horror effect
Yeah.
of it.
Well, the sound. Well, I mean, plus the sound was better in the second one. I mean, the sound's not very good in this one, but it had a lot to do with the budget.
Yeah, low budget. I
'Cause
mean,
even
it
the
still
guns-
sounds great.
Even the guns firing didn't sound that right. But of course, the best thing is when the Terminator song starts at the beginning. Dun, 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 dun.
Yes.
I'm like, goosebumps are starting to form because this
Yeah,
is
because
awesome.
it's the theme. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Like, it's so funny when I showed them the
Yeah.
boys that. My boys are like,
And
hey,
that's
can we
the
just
thing.
skip this part?
No, you gotta have that iconic theme.
Like,
That's the
dun,
thing.
dun, dun, dun.
I mean, if you play that for anybody there, everybody knows this
He's
Terminator.
a
It's like
Terminator,
Jaws. It's like the Jaws.
Yep.
song.
Dun, dun. Yep, it is.
You want to
It's very
have
iconic,
a recognizable. Yeah, you want to have an iconic theme.
You're like, I
And of
want them
course-
just showing up like, what's the Terminator doing here?
Which, though, the neat thing about this one, it does show you though, not everybody looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not all
No.
the Terminators do, because when we see that other Terminator, he's just another big guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they do say this is a Model 101, which I think they said the Model 101 it means it looks like Arnold.
Yeah. The Arnold ones.
So the other
those
guy,
are Arnold.
was probably like a
The
Model 99
T1000,
or something.
T800, yeah.
And then they do tell you about the ones with plastic skin, remember?
Yeah.
Because we see that in Salvation when they talk about the plastic skin
Yep.
ones. And they
Just when
tell
they
you
first,
then.
yeah. Wow. I just, it's really funny. Like, Terminator is very iconic, right? Not just the movie culture, but culture outside. Because it wasn't until, like, Arnold becomes the governor, right? Now we call him the Governator. Like, we just made up that word. Before Arnold become, like, in politics, right? We had never used the word the Governator. It just sounds so awesome at the same time. I mean, he becomes president, the Presidentator, or something like that, We're just going to make up that word because he was a Terminator. He's super iconic, right? Like, I know he's getting older, like Terminator 3 and whatever. Like, you can't have a Terminator movie without showing Arnold's face somewhere,
Yeah, you almost
Terminator
need to,
Salvation, they even brought they brought this one back.
Let's put it this way, because he is the Terminator.
Yeah, he is he's very iconic.
I mean, I know they could tell a story with other people, but it just doesn't seem to. I don't know.
It
that
doesn't
would
seem
work.
as good. Yeah, I mean, there's probably an
they almost,
universe where Arnold
they
is not
probably
the
could
Terminator.
have.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause they
Stallone.
could have did Salvation. Yeah. Oh yeah. What was that? Last Action Hero.
Yeah, Last Action Hero when they show Stallone, like, okay, I can see it. Because you're just looking for like a muscular dude, back in the 80s. That's it.
Yeah.
That's one of the
yeah,
funniest thing, when they show Stallone, like, that's supposed to be, what are you talking about? This is his best performance ever.
Yeah, I don't know. Could you think Stallone would have pulled this off?
I don't know, because we never see him act like a robot. He's tough. I mean, Stallone.
Let's see. The closest to me that he could be like the Terminator is if you've seen Cobra.
Oh, I have seen Cobra. He could act like that. Yeah, he's like monotone. Yeah.
Got the sunglasses on, the black shirt, and he don't say very much.
Yeah, he doesn't say very much. I don't shop here. I love that scene at the supermarket. Like, I don't shop here. That is so funny. I still love that movie. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Cobra.
Yeah, it's a Cobra. Like, what is the John Matrix Commando?
Oh, Commando.
Yeah, Commando. I still love that movie. Ripping the chair out of that car is one of my favorite scenes ever. Like, what is so stupid?
But I mean, this one
He's
they take
dead tired.
But I mean, he didn't have a lot of lines. Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't have a lot of lines in this stuff. But I mean,
No.
I think once he started, he took it serious.
No, yeah.
I mean, they
This
did say
really
he got a big old fight over. I'll be back.
Oh yeah, he did. Yep.
I'll be back. But he wanted to say I will be
I'll
back.
be back. Yeah, I will be back.
Because he said it sounded more machine. But I mean,
It worked really well.
I'll be back because I mean it just
back.
works.
And that because that movie or that phrase, right? He put that in everything.
But we also get the catchphrase, "Come with me if you want to live."
Yes, come with me if you want to live. So I do that to Heather every time, and Heather points it out. You're not gonna say that to me. Come with me if you want to live. I love saying that line.
Does she say "I know"?
I think Ethan or Ryan finally picked it. Like, oh, so this is where the movie comes from. Come with me if you want to live. Dun 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 dun.
You're a nerd.
I love it. Come with me if you want to live. I did that to my twins too because they don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing come with me.
They don't know what you're doing. They don't know you're a nerd yet. They don't know you're a nerd yet.
I love that. Then it would be cool if I'm able to take off my sunglasses too. Come with me if you want to live. But that's in the Terminator too.
That's because if I say Kyle Reese was wearing sunglasses.
Kyle Reese was the first one, yeah.
Because there was no bums and he stole those off.
Oh, that's so cool.
And plus, we get to see the Terminator do the voices, which is cool.
Yes, this is the first time you see the Terminator do the voices, which makes sense because he's a
which
robot.
which I knew that. Yeah, he could do everything. He just doesn't know everything.
Yeah, he just doesn't
the
know
records aren't that great. Yeah. But there's supposed to be because they wrote a lot of stuff. Because there's actually a novel for the Terminator 2.
Oh, really?
It kept in a lot of stuff. It wrote in most of these blow up Cyberdyne and all that stuff. And it's supposed to have something with Linda Hamilton's character, Sarah Connor. She's supposed to have had an accident and had pins put in her leg.
Oh, really?
Skating, and the Terminator is supposed to be cutting those other ladies' legs up after he kills them to see if those pins are there, to see if that's really her.
Oh.
And I think they kept that in the novel. That's what I understood from
I did like the phone book killer effect on the Sarah Connor.
Yeah,
thing.
which is funny because
did
that because I sat there when I saw that when he pulls the phone book, I was thinking, you can't do that now.
No, you can't.
I mean, they don't really have phone books. There's really not phone books. There's not really phone books. I mean, I think they still put out, certain counties do put out a phone book,
phone
maybe.
books, yeah.
But it's not that rare. I mean, because basically, if you have the phone, it's going to be a smartphone, and you can just look it up on the smartphone.
You could go to whitepages.com.
You can go whatever Google tells you to go to.
Yep.
Just type it on Google. It will take you wherever you need to go.
Yeah, phone books.
Matter of fact, Google's listening to me right now, and it's going to tell me all about Terminator later on. So I'm like, you're a little late on this because I already did the show on it.
I do have something like above them. I think probably half price bookstore.
Oh, that's awesome. This is
pretty cool, right? Look at this.
Me, I actually have a model of the plane, the aircraft. Aircraft. I have the model. I never put it together. Still
the
in the box.
Hunter Killers, right?
Yep, the Hunter Killer. I wanted the tank.
Like the only thing I don't like about this,
I got the model on a good
stand
price.
It up. He's always sitting like this instead of like putting it like this.
Well, then you need to build you a neck. You got to build you a little pike neck.
I know.
You need to build a whole machine.
I know, like if just like this, like dude, it's so cool. I love the Terminator.
Oh, a lot of people do. I mean, I would like a full-size skeleton.
Full-size exoskeleton of the Terminator?
Yeah. I would probably put it in a closet or another room because it'd creep me out at night if I'm sleeping with that.
Like, using the eyes as nightlight?
Yeah, I've been thinking, I would hate, that would be something else if that thing just came alive somehow. And
like, there's no CPU in it, it's just like...
Yeah. Yeah,
Metal and
but you never
plastic.
know. I don't know. It depends on where it comes from. Some cheeky. You probably have to get from China, and some sneaky Chinese people were like, "Hey, let's build this one
The
up."
Terminator. And it's
Well,
pretty good in detail.
You got the wrong one.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I mean,
Pretty
like,
cool
how many
piece there.
people that doesn't know about the Terminator that watched the movies in the 80s, right? I mean, like, you even know it, even though you never watched it.
Yeah, well,
Because
other
of
people.
Terminator 2.
Because even terminate, to get terminated is a word. Because it's been terminated. Terminated. Terminated is a word that people use a lot.
Yeah.
They never use it for the movie, but they'll say, "Oh, this guy's lost his job. He's been terminated."
Yep.
They don't. They use terminated a lot. Used to they say fired. Now they say terminated.
No, that's true.
Yeah, terminated is used a lot. I think this is the word used a lot more. This had a big effect on our society.
I did have a little tea.
And it's also what also warned people about AI. Because up until then, nobody was scared of AI. Because nobody knew what AI was.
When you talk about AI now, everybody has seen the Terminator, okay? That's not going to go well for us.
Yeah, that's not going to go well. Let's keep doing it anyway.
No one talks about other AI movies, like, Transcendent and...
Yeah, no, not really. Terminator's the only one they know.
Yeah, Terminator's the most famous one because it destroyed humanity.
Yeah, with machines. Machines are killing people. Over. I like to use it. I like to tell people at work when they can't get a computer to work or something, or the copy machine to work, and I walk over there and they just use it right front of it. Because me and the machines are friends. Sometimes I tell people, if they ever rise up, you're going to get it.
Yep. You're gonna be the first to go because you're so dumb.
You're the first to go.
You think Kyle Reese is the first father?
Yeah. I learned to make my friends with the machines early.
Kyle Reese is not the first father.
There's 6 Terminator there's 6 Terminator movies, right? 5 or 6 Terminator movies?
It's 6.
So that means that those machines and Kyle Reese and all of them didn't do their job. So the way I'm seeing it is, might as well just make friends with them right now while you can. They want to win a chest, I let them.
If they want to win a Mario Kart, I let them too.
Yeah, same thing when I play the computer on Monopoly or something. Like, yep, you win.
Yeah, wow. This is awesome.
I never hit a machine for not working.
I think this is one of my favorite. We did a whole bunch of movies on time travel, but then with this movie, you brought a huge light to me about John Connor's first dad.
But the thing is, the neat thing about it is, it's really not focused on time travel that much. I mean, that's the backstory for it. The main story is, like I said, the horror part.
It just had time travel element, and that's it. They used that, and that was it.
From Michael Terminator.
Yeah. And they even for a low budget movie.
I thought that was funny. It's not that funny.
Because I was in the thought.
You got to say it again. It's not funny.
I forgot. Because I was talking about Kyle Reese. Oh, I did like damn, I forgot what I was going to talk about now.
Hell.
It's something which you do with Kyle Reese. They did trying to explain. Oh, the time travel thing. Like, why didn't you bring ray guns? You cannot. Nothing can go back.
Oh yeah.
I did like that.
I did like that because we do get that same professor. What was he? Psychologist again. He'll show up in the second.
Yeah, in the second movie.
But yeah, he was a jerk. He was a jerk, and he didn't believe. But here's something I like about this movie. I want to point it out. It's not like a real big deal, but I like how Cameron has 2 scenes where the Terminator shows up or somebody shows up and they miss it. Like, okay, the Terminator comes in that bar to kill Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
She drops a drink and she leans down and he misses her.
Yep.
And then there's a scene where at the police station, the psychologist is checking out of the deal. He just happens to turn around. He misses
the Terminator,
and he leaves. And that spares him twice.
That was pretty good.
That was actually pretty good. I mean, you could tell it. I mean, it's just I like that. I kind of like that way they just miss each other.
Yeah, that was pretty good actually. I did catch that when the psychiatrist didn't see the Terminator and they just passed each other.
Yeah, because the guy's saying Kyle Reese is a nut, but there's the future standing right next to it.
Yeah, he just missed
another time travel. Yep.
Wow. Yeah,
and he also just missed getting killed too.
He did. That was really good, man. He shot the whole police station. It was pretty graphic.
Yeah, man. And they said, like, what was there, 30-something police officers. And I think the next movie, they say 17 of them were killed.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he just took out, and they had automatic weapons.
Yeah, they did. Like for that police station, like they were ready for war.
Oh, yeah. That's also I want to point out, I read this, because, okay, at the hotel, Reese hands hands Sarah Connor a revolver. Well, that's the lieutenant's revolver. Because
That's
there's
who?
supposed to have been a scene. The lieutenant's revolver. The lieutenant gets
Oh,
killed. Yeah, Paul will, Captain Terrell.
yeah.
Star Trek. Anyways, there's supposed to have been a scene where he gets wounded, and then he runs into Kyle Reese and starts to believe the story, gives him that pistol, and tells him to save her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's supposed to have been scenes where he slowly starts to believe that Kyle Reese's story.
Because the guy is unbeatable, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, come on, he had a machine gun that shot up that dude. And then his friend shot up, the sergeant or whatever his guy
Bishop.
shot up the dude. And
Bishop.
he didn't do nothing. I mean, it was like no big deal.
Yeah.
Everybody's been shooting this dude. No big deal.
I did like the Terminator going for the fuse box to churn out the lights.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
They also point out this, and I don't know how true this is, but they're also supposed to be like, okay, Arnold Schwarzenegger's skin or Terminator's skin starts rotting.
Yeah.
He has real rot. There's supposed to be a heart. This would be the organ they have. There's supposed to be a heart inside their skeleton a little bit in the center, and it pumps blood to keep the skin alive.
Oh,
and
really?
when Kyle Reese unloads the shotgun into his chest, it destroys the heart, and that's why his skin slowly starts rotting off.
Oh.
That's why he
That's
smells like dead.
interesting.
Because remember that guy goes, "Your dead cat there,"
Yeah.
because he's rotting.
Oh.
So he's basically wearing a rotten flesh on
That's
him.
flesh on him. Wow. I didn't think about that. That was really good.
Yeah. So he's supposed to have at least something to help
I thought the
him.
dead cat thing was because like Arnold took like whatever the Terminator took over that apartment. Like he killed that guy in there.
No, it's because he's rotten. It's all the skin on him's rotten.
You know, they I forgot who it was that talked about that. Probably the Australian guy, like Minty Comedic Odds, right? He did talk about using that. They did use that puppet to do the eye thing, but then it would look better if Arnold was actually there looking at the eye, but they didn't have to make it move. Because at the end, when he was driving a semi, right, you could see that his face is all messed up.
Yeah.
And you could see like the makeup looked pretty good on that
good.
part.
But I think they had a lot of problems with the stuff that Arnold had problems with the stuff he had to wear. Because he said like the wiring in the eye kind of burned him.
Yeah, because it's really tough. Wow.
I mean,
you know what? Besides Darth Vader, right? The Terminator is one of the more iconic villains that that's a huge fan base.
I would say so. Next to Dracula.
Right? Yeah. A lot of people like Vader, but then he's the bad guy. But then a lot of people like the Terminator, but then he's the bad guy.
Yeah. But he also becomes the good guy, too.
Yeah.
Eventually becomes the good guy.
So it's just
which is funny because you don't know Arnold's agent actually told him never to be a bad guy.
Yep. A lot of people do, yeah. Took it anyways. Like a lot of people like don't be bad guys,
I think that's gone away now.
Not everybody could be like Kevin Bacon or John Travolta.
Yeah.
Where they're also very well liked for being like the actors.
Well, there's a lot. I think there's a lot of actors who can actually be bad guys and be just.
But
fine.
then you know what? Travolta and Bacon also play a lot of good guys before they step over that bad guy role too.
Yeah.
They could just
I think anybody can be a bad guy.
They can. It's just because like they want to still market them, like you don't want to be on an on-screen persona, right? Where people already don't have a liking to you by being a bad guy. Yeah. Not everybody can be like that guy Hector that can play all kinds of Hectors in other movies too. He could be a bad guy. He could be like just a side character. He could be a comedic relief. Hector can do it all.
Hector can do it all.
Yeah. I like that he's just all named Hector in a lot of other movies too. In Bruce Almighty, Fast and Furious, SWAT.
Hey, so what was he in Batman?
In which Batman?
He was in the what was that one with Bane? Batman Rises.
The Dark Knight Rises? He was in that?
Yeah, he's in the Dark Knight Rises.
I don't think they say his name, right?
You know when they tell those cops to walk across the.
Oh, he was in that scene.
Ice.
That's right.
They walk across that ice and they go, it'll break. Oh. Yep, he was there. He's probably Hector too.
That's right. Yeah, they didn't say his name. That's really good. He's probably Hector also. I forgot about that. I'm pretty sure we talked about that when we talked about Dark Knight Rises. But we didn't talk about his name was Hector.
Well, we didn't really talk about him then, yeah.
Because we talk about actors that plays both roles.
I mean, I would have to go back. Yeah, we'd have to go back and review that, and I'm not going to. So.
Yeah, not anytime soon. That's really funny about the Terminator. I feel like that we've done this movie, but at the same time, we haven't done this movie.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure we have, kind of, but we really haven't because, like I said, I didn't remember most of Terminator,
I know, that's crazy.
which I thought I did. I thought but when I watched it, it just didn't. I think I had. I mean, I must have saw it so long ago because even when they're fighting him at the end, the factory just didn't look the same as I remember it in my head.
Oh, yeah.
So it's basically like watching a brand new movie. So
I
it's
know,
really
it's
good.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
kind of like probably Genesis for me. When I watched Terminator Genesis, I remember some scenes, kind of like how you described this one, but like
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I also saw Dark Fate, and then like I only saw it once, but I watched it at home. It was recently, but then it was like, oh, just Dark Fate was pretty good. How they did the movie, it was like it's the true sequel to Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Like
Okay.
they said, yeah. So that was pretty good. But then I was so against it. Like, so now you're telling me I'm watching not an alternative future to Terminator 2? Like, what the hell? Terminator 3 is actually the alternative future. Like,
sounds like a mess.
It is a huge mess, man. It's like if Cameron's not doing it, it's really not worth it.
Well, Cameron has the rights to it now, so
He does?
I think he does. I'm pretty sure. I think he got the rights back in 2019.
Oh, interesting. I'll have to read about that. Huh.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did, but I know he didn't get anything for those other movies that were made. So
No.
But that's also because he didn't have an agent, and he didn't. I mean, he sold his script for $1. So
yeah, so it's not really his to begin. Well, yeah.
So
I mean, you know what? He made a great career out of it. Like top 10 of the $1 billion movies, a lot of it is his.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is his. I mean,
a lot of the stuff is his movie.
He's not somebody's.
Until Disney bought Marvel, then they start making billions of dollars in their movies and like knocking some of the other movies, but then Cameron's still up there.
Yeah,
that's crazy. You know, you don't bet against Jim Cameron.
Well, you gotta make a movie. Yeah, I mean, other than Titanic, you gotta make a movie that makes a franchise to make money.
Yeah, but you know what? He's the one that doesn't need a franchise.
Yeah, he doesn't really need one.
Come on, think about Titanic, right? Like, whoa, so he made a great movie about a ship that's sinking. Like, you know how it's gonna end. Like, then he just put a story around it, just kind of like this one.
Let me ask you this though: do you think it would have made a lot of money if he didn't have a Leo DiCaprio in it?
I don't know. I think the story was still the same though.
Because I think a lot of women went to go see it because of
just of Leo.
Leonardo.
I can see.
I mean, I'm saying that. I'm not saying. I mean, I don't know that. I've never even seen Titanic.
You've never seen Titanic?
Man, I don't really want to sit there. I own it. I got it on DVD. I was thinking, I'll watch it. But then I was like, do I really want to sit there that long?
It's pretty good.
I'll get around to it. And then I'll see, oh, yeah, I should have seen this a long time ago.
I didn't think about that until you brought that up for Leo DiCaprio, right? For me, right, it wasn't even anybody. It wasn't for Leo. It wasn't for Kate Winslet. It wasn't for Billy Zane. It's just because it's James Cameron.
Was it James Cameron? Okay, so that's...
For me, it was just James Cameron. Because also I made fun of the fact that before it came out, like, because back then, at that time, 3-hour movie is very highly unlikely, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and they're like, well, let me take a look. And it was after until I watched Titanic, right? Like, whoa, that was a very good movie. Hey, you don't bet against Jim Cameron, right? History has shown over and over again, like, even Avatar, I'm like, what the hell is this movie? After I watch it, like, well, this is pretty good.
I know it's pretty good.
And then people tell me about, I haven't seen the sequel yet, the Way of Water, the Water of Life or whatever. People told me, it's like, dude, this is pretty good. Like, people who have no idea. I don't know. And it's by James Cameron.
Yeah, what's our problem? I haven't seen it either.
It's probably because it's a long movie.
But again, I'm not like a huge fan of Avatar. I mean, I like Avatar. I thought it was good. But
I'm not a huge fan either, but
I'm not like,
it's a very good movie.
It's not like Terminator for me, okay?
Yeah.
Again, he did make a lot of money on Abyss too. So
I haven't seen The Abyss.
I haven't really seen it either, but I know a lot of people watch it.
Cody told me that I need to see it.
And then and then Aliens.
Oh, Aliens is one of my favorites.
It's just this guy.
I will watch Aliens over and over again. Aliens is
one
of my favorites. Yeah.
Really? It's not one of my favorites.
I mean, I still like the new ones, like Covenant, Alien. I'm
more of the new ones, but most people like the old ones, which is fine.
Yeah, cool. Because I liked it as a little kid.
Yeah, Well, I didn't like it as a little kid because I didn't get to see it as a little kid.
Aliens is awesome. I really like the Marine car. It reminded me of the Tesla.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
The Cybertruck. Because it's so boxy looking, it reminds me of, like, the first time I saw the Cybertruck, right? It reminded me of the Aliens car. Where the Marines, before they go into that station, I'm like, no one thinks about this because no one remembers that movie, you know? Everybody just think the Cybertruck looked like a trash can or something.
I'll tell you what I think the Cybertruck is.
Yeah. My dad likes the Cybertruck.
Some people like the Cybertruck.
Cause it's something that he never seen before in his life. Like, he doesn't see a lot of prototype cars, right? He even asked, this is the first time he asked me, who's the manufacturer of this car? I'm like, it's the same one that I drove. You know, the Tesla, the Model X. Because it looks so different, because it doesn't have a name on it. It doesn't have that Tesla name, no logos, nothing.
Yeah. Because unless you lived under a rock, everybody knows what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the best advertised vehicle ever.
It is. Yeah.
And then they just can't get rid of them because everybody's got one.
Yep.
I see. People always. I remember when it first came out, everybody's like, "Hey, you ever seen the time?" Like people taking pictures and stuff, and I'm like, I saw a truck at a gas station with 5 of them on the back of it. So it wasn't really a big deal to me. I'm like, I see it coming out of the factory. It's not amazing.
Yeah. Oh well. You know what?
It's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. I would say we're going
because a lot of people like to say it looks like the Warhol.
It does. It does look like a Warhol from Halo.
It does.
Someone actually did a Halo thing for one of the Cybertrucks. Like one of the first released ones. Like they knew they were going to mount a gun on it so it could drive around like this, like Halo. Well, you know what? I say we'll call it quits right now, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Tensai Reviews. If you like what you heard, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next one.